Welcome, everybody. This is Hutch from Hutch Reacts. I am going to go through American Hot Rod. So, said I wanted to do this, and I looked forever to try to find it. I was just going to buy the DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever, and just go through the series, which was from 2004 to 2007. It encompassed 5 seasons, although I think season 3 was just like 3 episodes. So really like 4.5 seasons. So plan to go through it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Couldn't find it for sale, except for some weird company in Australia that got a lot of bad reviews. Couldn't find it streaming anywhere. Looked on all the major services, just could not find it. And then I did run across someone has, at least for season 1. Let's see if we can get through season 1. Someone has the seasons on their website. It's a site called Daily Motion. I'm going to leave a link down in the description, so if you want to go there and watch the full episodes, that's where it's going to be. The quality isn't the best, but it's all I got. So if I want to do this, I'm just going to have to settle for what I can find. So first episode encompasses a build called the Junkyard Dog. It's a 1956 Chevy Tri-5. And so the first 3 episodes are about this build. So this will be episode 1 where they find the car. So hope you enjoy this. If you can tell by my setup, I've done this before, so I don't know what I'm doing. So learn with me as I go through how to do this stuff. Anyway, this is American Hot Rod, episode 1 from season 1. All right away, any show that starts off with a burnout, you've got my attention. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. It's probably going to be a show I like. I mean, I liked American Chopper, which is kind of what this show kind of evolved out of, was the success of that show. So I was like, yeah. First thing you show me in the intro is a burnout. Okay, I'm listening.
Main thing I'm concerned about is the body, the body work and stuff like that. That takes the longest.
So the main thing that he is worried about is the condition of the body, because that's where most of the work is going to take place. Right? Okay, you heard it too, right?
Made a few phone calls, called a couple of junkyards, found the perfect model we were looking for.
Now, do you have the concept on the car, what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, it's going to basically look like a stock 56, but we're going to build another chassis for it, make it sit real well, and put a big block and stuff in it. So.
As head of the body shop, Boyd brought me along to evaluate the condition of the car. I got to tell you, it's not in very good shape at all.
No.
Fenders are rusted, the doors are rusted, rockers are rusted, quarter panels are rusted. Pretty much everything's rusted but the top. So basically, this car's going to take a lot of work.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, so the car that they went to look at, that he didn't want to have any body issues with, that was the most important thing to him, is riddled from top to bottom with rust. And I think this is some show stuff here too, because, but yeah, the one thing he didn't want is what they got. So we're already starting off on the wrong foot. Anyway.
Charlie.
Yeah,
Where's my man? What do you think?
not as good as I was
Charlie
hoping,
don't like it.
but a lot of the rust and stuff, but
We ain't got no choice. All right, let's do it.
Okay, yeah. So so he brings Charlie along, and Charlie's like, this thing's full of rust. There's rust in the floors. There's rust in the doors, quarter panels, fenders. Everywhere's got rust except for the roof. So, like I said, I think this is more to do with what kind of storyline they're trying to do on these TV shows. And it's not as much fun if you just buy a running car that doesn't have a lot of rust and then you just modify everything else. You don't get to see all the craftsmanship and the metalwork, which is some of the interesting stuff about doing a show like this. My opinion, though, for you and me, get the best car that your budget can afford. If you go out and buy a $400, pile that's been sitting in someone's backyard with grass growing up around it, and you're like, it's going to be my project car. Unless you got deep pockets or you know how to do body work, you're probably not going to get that project done, because you're going to find out the amount of work it's going to take and the amount of money you're going to have to spend in sheet metal or paying a body shop to do the work. A lot of people just run out of gas at that point. If you can do body work and your budget accounts for like all the sheet metal work and the body work and the paint and everything else, man, knock your socks off. That's great. I'm happy for you. But for most of us that don't know how to do that kind of stuff, or just don't have the budget for it, it's almost worth spending the bulk of your money to buy a really nice driving car, and then just drive the car and have fun with it. And then as you get money, go ahead and, change the rear, change the engine, the trans, brakes, whatever it is. But if you buy a car that's just riddled with rust, and then you buy all these other parts, and you're buying suspension and brakes and engine and trans and rear, and you have all these nice parts, but then you've got this car that's going to need like $10,000 of work before you can put any of that stuff in, it kills your project right off the bat. So, and this is Boyd Coddington. He was balling at the time, so don't tell me he couldn't go out and buy like a used car. And the owners, the customer's paying for it. So the customer would probably even agree to that, because I bet money ratio versus buying a car that you've got to completely gut and do all this sheet metal work to, versus buying a car that really doesn't need that much work, and all you're going to do is a repaint, and then you'll put all your modification parts underneath it. It's probably cheaper, honestly. So, I think they could have found a better car than the one they got. But yeah, that's what makes the show. It's like, oh, we got to do it. We got no choice. And then they get some hunk out of a junkyard, which I'm jealous about. How I know this was 2004, but even when I remember 2004, I couldn't go to any place close to me and then just find a 56 Chevy, whole body sitting in a lot that you could just buy. I don't know. Anyway, so he brings Charlie along, and Charlie don't like it, but Boyd's the boss, so then this is the car they end up with. Wild. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Oh yeah.
The disassembly begins.
There's nothing here but rust.
I don't know about you, but I do enjoy stripping the car down, taking everything apart. It's kind of enjoyable, because that's when the project gets started, right? So you're tearing everything down in order to add parts to it or to modify things. And I always kind of like that part, just like, because I like getting into the nuts and bolts of the whole build. So it's always fun whenever you're doing anything mechanical. I think I'm having a good time. So yeah, so I enjoy the part of stripping everything down, and it's almost as enjoyable as when you start putting stuff back on. Putting stuff back on is really fun. And at some point in, like when I'm doing the Olds 442 over on Hutch High Perf, I kept considering it just things that I was working on. I'm sandblasting the frame. Okay, I'm fixing this on the body. Okay, I'm doing this. And then at some point, I was like, oh, I'm putting stuff on the car. I started thinking about it as it's a car. So I got to put the engine in the car. So yeah, it's always fun when you get to that point and you start putting stuff back on. But I do enjoy the disassembly process. It is fun.
Rust.
You're right, it's not going to be good.
It's a little rougher than I was expecting, but we'll have our hands full, that's for sure.
Charlie, this thing is as nasty as we thought, or is it worse?
It's pretty bad, boy. The more parts we took off the car, the more worried I got. There's just a lot of rust and cancer everywhere. At some point, you got to wonder why even start with a car in this bad a shape when you got to practically replace everything anyway. I think we'd be better off just getting another car.
Watch my eyes.
Charlie was concerned about the condition of this car, and you know something? He was right. This car's a lot worse off than any of us thought it was.
Yeah, this car's a lot worse than we thought it was. And no kidding. Charlie told you that in the junkyard when you looked at it. He was like, this is rusted, that's rusted, this is rusted. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? Oh, it's worse than we thought. Oh, no. All right, listen, if your employee is Charlie Hutton and he's your body guy, and this guy is a genius, and I think at this point now, how many Riddler cars has he painted? He does high-end work. If that's my employee and we're in the junkyard and I'm like, hey, what do you think about this car for the project? And he goes, I'm going to go, okay, well, we're going to pass. Let's go look around. We'll find something else. I mean, that's why you take him with you to avoid crying later on. And obviously they stripped that car down and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And now what are they going to do? They're going to have to find another car, or they're going to have to do a ton of work to this one. So yeah, don't do that. If you're doing a project, find the best, like I said, find the best car you can. The best car that your budget will afford is the car you should get. Even if you have to wait to put parts on it, it's better to have a car that you don't need X-ray vision to see through, that actually has solid quarter panels and floor pans and fenders and all that stuff, than to buy all the high-end parts and then have a Swiss cheese car that you can't bolt anything to because it's junk. So don't do that. All right, let's get back to it.
This is not a good way to start off a project.
Nope. I need you to come in as early as possible and get that other body down.
Tony from Memory Lane got on the phone. He tracked us down another body, so I hope it's in a lot better shape than this one.
Yeah, let's just get on the phone and get that other 1956 Chevy body. Yeah. Like I told you, I'm so jealous. And I know it's 2004 and it's 2026 now. So yeah, okay, things change. That's a long time in between. I get it. But still, I remember 2004 and still didn't have that stuff around where I was. I mean, I remember back then you could walk onto the lots and there might be a couple of like 60s cars in the back, but they were stripped to the bones and everything that was left was just junk or rusted or bent or broken. And now everything is just, they're all jelly bean cars. I mean, I don't think there's anything older than like mid 2000s, 2010s. It's all new stuff. All the old stuff either rusted to the ground or they crushed it by now. And you can't even go, at least where I live, you can't even go into the lots. There's only a couple of it's like maybe 2 or 3 yards I can think of off the top of my head where you can actually go onto the yard, and all of them charge you to do it. I think a couple of those like $5. There's one place is like $10. You got to pay $10 just to walk onto the yard to go back and look at stuff. Everywhere else, you can't even walk onto the yard. I mean, you can look through the fence and that's about it. And so all you're left doing is going up to the counter and saying, hey, I'm looking for any Jeep bodies. You got any Jeep bodies in the lot? And the guy's like, no. And then that's it. And I'm like, okay. And then you leave. To me, it's a bad business model because you're trying to sell parts. And I get it, it's the internet now, so all they do is just tear stuff off, take a picture of it, put it online, and sell it for way too much to some guy halfway across the country and make him pay for shipping. I get it. And maybe they make more money that way than the old model. But you're missing out on guys like me, because I'll go to the yard trying to find chrome trim for an 87 Cutlass, and I'm back on the lot and I'm walking around and I'm looking at everything, and then I run across a Jeep sitting there and I'm like, oh wait, it's that G-Body forum. They were talking about the steering shaft on these you can use on G-Bodies and get rid of the rag joint shaft. Then do a quick search online, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly it. And then spend the next 40 minutes getting that steering output shaft off of that car or Jeep or whatever it is, and then going up and buying that. So they're missing out on that sale, because when I go to the yard, usually I find something that I want to get. Because General Motors, there's so many things that cross connect and you can use from one car to another. And I think they just miss out on that. But anyway, that's me. I'm just crying for the old days because I'm an old guy. Anyway, let's get back to it.
First thing this morning, Tony showed up with another body for us. God, let's hope this thing
showed up with another body. No problem.
Let's load up like the doors, hood, and the fenders and stuff. Let's get them on the truck. Even though we're not using the original body, we're going to salvage as many of the parts as we can, like the doors, the fenders, and the hood. So basically, anything that's worth anything, they're going to get loaded up with the new body and taken over to the strippers to be acid dipped. The acid's pretty powerful stuff, so it's really important for them to make sure that they get it rinsed very well and get the acid neutralized before we get the car back. Once they get the body all cleaned, what they do is they spray it with a rust inhibitor and then give it a whole day to dry before they can return the car back to us.
Man can check out the panels to find out if we need to fabricate new ones or repair them.
Is this one rusted over here? Let me tell you, this car's got a lot of areas that are going to need a lot of work. When you're dealing with a body of this kind, you want to remove all the lead that was put in by the factory. That
is my guy. I really do like Roy. He was my favorite person on this whole show. He was down to earth. He knew how to do his job. He might have been a little old school crabby. I don't care. I love Roy. He knew how to do his job. He did it well, and he didn't put up with stuff from people. And he would get frustrated with guys when they were doing stuff. But for me, I appreciate that. If I'm the new guy in the shop, Roy is who I want to be teamed up with, because that guy may yell at me because I did something stupid and probably deserve to be yelled at, but I'm going to learn from him. And I got no problem with a straightforward attitude and a little bit of gruffness. I dig old school guys like that just they don't sugarcoat stuff and they just shoot it to you straight. I appreciate that, and that's how I learn the best. If I screw up, yell at me. You're supposed to yell at me. It's better than nowadays, man. Everybody has gone soft. You give somebody the side eye and they got to grab a tissue and go to HR and cry it out. I'm not like that. So I really appreciate Roy, and he's the one guy from this show that I love the most. So yeah, anytime Roy's on screen, I'm smiling because I dig what he does, and I dig how he does it.
All the lead that was put in by the factory, and also you want to remove any metal that was damaged by rust. From a distance, this may look like a solid body, but when you get up close, it's full of holes. We need to get these square and equal, and then we're going to put these in the frame on top of them.
Boyd decided he wanted to use a new chassis under this car.
Might as well just weld her down.
I think that's a smart move because of the time that's going to take us to get this body ready for paint. We don't have a time to restore the original 56 chassis.
Who's doing that
Anyway, pretty sure at the beginning Boyd already said that they were putting a new chassis, new frame underneath it. So, yeah, this is just, you're going to find this throughout the show. There's a lot of contradictions. People don't know what part's going on in the car. You're going to see it in this episode too. There wasn't a great job about communication, I don't think, between the guy whose vision it was for how the car is going to end up and the people that actually had to do the work. It was really interesting. But anyway, yeah, I don't think anyone was saving that frame to begin with. So that I don't think that was an issue. But it's kind of cool. They're putting everything on the frame table so they can set it up to build the body up from there. So that's kind of neat. And also, how would you like to work in a shop like that? It's just a huge hot rod shop, and you're just working on these classic cars and building them and being part of that. That would be just a dream job. That would be really cool. I think I would like that.
When you're reconditioning a car of this type, one of the things you have to do is remove the lead. Back in the day, auto manufacturers used lead to fill the seams and joints where different body panels met. It was old and cracked and tired, and you'll replace it. These days they use Bondo to fill the seams because it's cheaper and easier. But we are restoring the car, so we're going to do it the old school way.
I guess the old school way includes no PPE. I mean, if you're going to do lead work, wear a respirator, wear the proper stuff for dealing with that. I mean, you don't want to breathe. I mean, you see the smoke and stuff coming off of that because you got to heat it up to melt it out, and you shouldn't be breathing that. Don't breathe lead fumes if you don't have to. So yeah, Roy was old school. He was old school. So that was well, I got glasses on, so I don't need to protect my eyes, and then I just hold my breath or whatever. I mean, just wear the correct PPE when you're working on a car because you want to actually be around to enjoy it when you're done. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Hey, Roy, they make full half sections on that front floor. Do you want it in quarters?
Yeah.
Turns out that the floor in the car is in such bad shape that we decided to just replace the whole thing. Basically, all the pressure's on Roy. It just gives him a lot more work.
Get the full half for that side, Jeff. Get both full halves.
All right. I'll get it, and you can cut it how you want it. And I'm trying to leave it tuned. Roy's been doing this longer than I've been alive, so he's pretty much seen it all and done it all when it comes to metalwork.
He never changes.
He can be a grumpy old fart, but that's just Roy.
Hey, Sue. Make some more
God
noise,
love
why
him.
don't you?
I love Roy.
I wear many hats.
They just give you that look.
Primarily, I am accounts payable, but I do.
All right, I'm just going to say this. That is Boyd Connington's ex-wife. So she handles the accounting. She handles all the paperwork, all the accounts receivable, all that stuff. And I guess after the divorce, she just kept working there. Probably in the divorce owns part of the company. I don't know. But, and Boyd later on, I don't know. It's no nice way to say it. He marries a trophy wife. I mean, it's a younger, taller, blonde, attractive woman that he ends up marrying, and you'll see her on the show. She's in and out. But maybe the divorce was very amicable, and there's no hard feelings. I don't know, but I don't think I could get a divorce if I owned a company and had employees. and she was one of them, I don't think I could get a divorce and keep working with my ex-wife. It sounds like a nightmare. It sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. I don't know. I couldn't do it. So, God bless him.
All of human resources, anything to do with any of the personnel, the hiring, the firing, all the payroll input, all purchasing.
When you get projects like this Junkyard Dog, you always have minor cash flow problems. You can't charge the customer the full fee up front, but you have a lot of unexpected things come up that you have to pay for.
What's that?
Did Charlie come up here and ask for a check?
No, I haven't seen him.
Huh?
Charlie.
Charlie was up here asking for a check.
I've turned mostly everybody away today. Why? What's the problem?
Wait, Mrs. Negative or what?
No.
I'm being serious, okay? I mean,
no.
Hang on.
You keep starting on that, and I don't like it. I am not negative. I am the real world. When I look at these numbers and I see what they tell me, I'm real. Okay. I'm telling you what's real.
We also got, if we don't finish that car, you're going to see negativism, okay? The second body ate up a lot of the cash from the account for this project. But of course, that caused all kinds of problems with Diane. I'm getting a little sick of this, okay? A little sick of it.
Ask me. Which comes first? The ones that we get funding for immediately, or the ones we have to wait?
No, Charlie needed a small check, okay?
How much?
I think it's $300.
That's too big for today.
If it was 30 cents, it'd be too big for
no,
today,
it wouldn't.
Okay?
30 cents I'll handle. People around here want what they want when they want it. But anybody that's done any kind of accounting knows it just doesn't work that way.
Well, I'm going to tell you what too much is, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm getting a little sick of this, okay?
I really don't care.
You don't care?
No, I don't care.
Huh.
I know how much is left in the initial payment for this project. And you just can't have cash flow without cash. Am I supposed to satisfy you and your whims and everything that you need, or am I supposed to take care of this company? And make your choice.
Well, I think part of my whims are the company.
Well, I understand that, and
Well,
I
he has a
understand
point
where
there.
it comes from, but you have to understand that I can't just write a check.
I don't see Diane Coddington out there, okay?
I wonder why.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right, well,
I wonder
let me
why.
tell you something. I want the check wrote, and I want it wrote right now. You understand?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm telling you right now.
Watch me. Watch me write it.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Don't you love it?
I understand money's tight for this project right now, okay?
Okay, so to me, it's kind of obvious by that conversation that was a bit planned, just to be able to highlight something that goes on at that company probably quite often. And I'm sure this is like, again, this is, even though it's a show and it's a reality show, reality isn't real on these shows. So I'm sure the producer was like, "Hey, you guys ever fight?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we've had some fights." He's like, "Oh, can you do like a fight on camera? That'd be kind of cool for the show." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, we'll work something out." So that seemed a bit forced and unrealistic, the way that happened. But anyway, that's what reality shows are. You got to have your drama. Yeah. So.
Sometimes the problem with Diane is not so much the message, it's with the messenger. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Write
yeah.
the check! Write the check! Did you hear me? Somebody will do it, but I know I'm not.
It's not going to be me.
Me and Andrew are going to rip out the firewall and replace it because the new motor going in is a lot larger than the original one. Basically, we're going to build a new one from scratch and reconfigure it so it sits back farther.
Come on, man.
While we're dealing with the firewall, Jesus is going to fill up the holes with new metal, weld them up, and smooth them out.
Hey, Roy, we still have a lot of work left to do on this, huh?
Well, why don't you get on it?
All right.
That's the shop
Where do you want me
foreman
to start?
that he's talking to.
Well, what do you want to do?
Let me cut something. Our goal for today is to cut out and replace all the old floor pans in the car. Normally that would take 2 or 3 days, but since we're running low on time, I want to get it done before we go home today. There's quite a bit of work to do in one day, but I think between me, Roy, and Jesus...
Come on, Roy,
we
put
can
on
get it
some
done.
glasses, man.
One oily, greasy mother. Look at that.
Yeah, that's why it's not rusted. I gotta put all that stuff on it so it doesn't rust while it sits on this shelf, waiting for you to buy it.
Gotta come back this way for sure. We're okay except for that one panel right there. How about we just get up there and jump up and down? Looking good. Looks good on both sides. Really nice, yeah.
Roy, we forgot this piece inside.
Oh no. Oh no. You know, there's only one thing worse than having to do a really tough job, is having to do that job twice because you missed something. Everybody's had that. You put some big mechanical thing together, and at the end you're like, oh no. And you're looking at like something sitting on the bench, and you're like, that should have gone in there before I put on the thing with the other thing. Daggone it. Yeah, that's a bad day. Especially that. I mean, they probably already put all the spot welds and welded everything in. They've got to cut all that loose, get it back out to put that piece on. That sucks. But I don't know. You got enough employees, you'll make it happen, but that's still no fun.
We welded on the floor first. You mean we got to pull our floor back up?
Yeah.
Jesus!
Well, you say you're ready.
Careful, Roy.
I thought I was. I didn't know that one went in there like that. It's not going to be easy to get back out of there.
No, it ain't.
Oh, why me?
Now the spot you just put spot welded in, you got to take it right back out. Spot welds are bad enough on their own. Now you got to do it again.
Got to go forward.
It's pretty frustrating to have to bust your ass all day, only to have to tear it out and redo it.
Might be a little tougher to get in with this piece on there, though.
It really just makes a long day feel that much longer.
Yeah.
You want to try stick her back in again?
When? Today? Tomorrow?
Right now.
Right now.
I mean, we've only
Right
got
now.
8 weeks to get this car done for the SEMA show in Las Vegas. But when you start doing things twice, that's just no good.
Yeah, no kidding. 8 weeks is an insane
Sometimes I
deadline.
think we're better off sending this thing back to the junkyard. At this rate, we're never going to get the damn car done. Screw around with a part like that for 8 hours? That's ridiculous.
Poor guy.
This morning I wanted to have a meeting with Dwayne and Charlie about the Junkyard Dog. To be honest with you, I'm getting a little concerned about the progress, or should I say, the lack of progress we're having. We've already had a couple setbacks, and we can't handle very many more of these to get this car done on time. This is the start of the third week. We need to be in Vegas on
6 weeks.
What do you think is going to be the biggest problem with this whole project?
Time.
You want to hear a big one now?
Yeah.
Gidry called. He wants to do the red and candy red.
He wants to do what?
He wants to do the red and candy.
You know, Boyd keeps telling us to speed things up and get the car done, but he just informed me that the client, Mike Gidry's, changed his mind on color. Now he wants candy up.
Man, I'm not a painter, but I do know that doing a candy paint job is a lot more work. And it takes a lot more technical skill. There's more paint that has to go on the car. Usually there's like a silver or a gold base that goes underneath the translucent candy color. And I think he even said there was like a pearl top or something. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to find out you're going to have to do in the middle of a project that's due in like 8 weeks. They're already up against the wall on the timeline, which I think is artificially made by the show to give it more drama. But that's an uncomfortably short window to do that kind of paint work. And you can see it in Charlie's face when he drops that on him. He's just like, what?
That's his face. What? Where did this come from? You need to go back and tell him that's not going to happen. Poor guy.
Now?
Yeah.
Gidry called. He wants to do the red and candy red.
He wants to do what?
He wants to do the red and
He wants to do what?
You know, Boyd keeps telling us to speed things up and get the car done, but he just informed me that the client, Mike Guidry's, changed his mind on color. Now he wants candy apple red and pearl white top. Now, this is a big change. This is a much more involved and longer process. So if Mike wants to go that route, I can't guarantee that we'll have the car done.
Yeah, you won't.
Candy red.
Yeah, it's
versus, yeah.
Pain in the ass. I mean, yes, it looks nice, but it's
that's
not easy.
No.
I mean, it's like painting a car 3 times.
That was something.
Now, why is he going?
Charlie, it was just something that was thrown out there, and I said, and I think my other
Throw
line
back at him.
So.
Well, let me know if he changes the color. I mean, we're going to have to repaint the motor. We're going to have to do all that stuff. So the sooner we know, the better.
All right, I'll go to work on it right away.
Beautiful. Problem is you're catching the lip of the floor. Needs to go up a little bit. I mean, unless we just clamp it as tight as we can and hammer it around.
That's good enough. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Who's going to see it?
No, but, well, everybody before you get upholstery in it.
Tough. They wanted a wider wheel well, didn't they?
Okay. It's kind of funny. Roy's kind of a grumpy old guy, but it's kind of fun working with him. I mean, his personality actually kind of grows on you. And also, the guy's got a great sense of humor. He's always pulling different pranks and stuff on people in the shop, and that's cool because it's really good to release stress.
About in a minute. He is taking the torch and he's killing the flame. So it's now just straight gas. And there's the styrofoam cup.
Oh, that's a big cup. Ooh. Awful big one. This one I gotta have my back to it.
He's just pumping a bunch of gas into that cup. And now it's sealed. And here we go.
You got Tommy swearing like a sailor in the lunchroom. You scared the out of him. What happened?
My coffee cup blew up.
Or the
Coffee cup.
Roy has the worst luck with coffee cups.
I'm going to talk about this. So I worked at a Cadillac dealership. This would have been back in the late 80s, early 90s. And when you got around, well, there are certain times a year you can kind of see it coming. There's certain points in the year where it just slows down. People are saving their money. Christmas time was the worst. People are saving their money up for Christmas presents, and they're not spending money on car maintenance or things that needs to be done. So, and it's a lean time. And there's other times of the year, there's kind of cyclical parts of the year where things like that happen. And when it slows down in a shop, those guys, the guys start. I mean, there is a saying, "Idle hands are the devil's workshop," and that's is the truth of it, man. Because when it slowed down, that's when the pranks started. That's when weird stuff would happen. And there was this one guy who worked in one of the bays, like 2 over from me. His name was Mike, and Mike and Scott were across from each other bay wise, and they were like thick as thieves, but. Mike, well, all right, if you got a camshaft to put into a car, it came in this heavy cardboard tube that had metal caps on both ends. And it protected the camshaft when it was being shipped, when it was being stored, kept you from nicking the lobes or the journal or whatever. So he put a camshaft in a car, and he had this tube sitting on his desk, and I looked over and he's just looking at the tube, and like you could see the gears in his head turning. And the next day he comes in, there's a tennis ball. And he put the tennis ball in the tube, and it just like a fit. It was like a really snug fit, and kind of like scooted its way to the bottom. And that's when like the you almost saw the light bulb pop over his head, and he's like, ah. So he takes the metal cap on the end that he kept on, and he drilled a hole in it. And him and Scott go out on the back lot. And by this point, we knew what was going on. So a bunch of us went out there to see what it was. And He takes the tennis ball and he puts it in the tube. And then on the other end, they're pumping butane into the hole in the cap to fill it up. And then so they're filling this, and they did it for a little while too, because they're like, well, we don't know how much it'll be. We don't know if it's leaking out. We don't know. So we're gonna do it for a little bit. So they put all this butane in, and then Scott gets a torch and he lights the end, and this thing goes whoop, and it shoots the tennis ball. I mean, he's holding it like a bazooka while Scott's putting the flame to the end of it, and this thing just goes boom and shoots this tennis ball all the way. And we had this huge back lot. And past the parking lot of the dealership was basically just a ravine. And then there was like a 4-lane highway. It was 495. This tennis ball shoots out like a missile, goes completely over the entire back parking lot, and then out onto the beltway. And then as soon as we saw how far that thing was going, everyone scattered like mice. We went back in the shop, closed all the doors, got back to work, and we're like, we didn't see anything. We don't know what you're talking about. So when he blew that up, I'm just like, yeah, okay, I've seen pyrotechnics before at the dealership. I saw Mike roll a firecracker underneath his toolbox, which is backed up to Scott's toolbox. So Scott's over there working on a car, and he lights a firecracker and throws it underneath both boxes, and it ends up underneath the car that Scott's working on. And of course the thing blows up. Scott's startled. He like snaps up real quick, hits his head on the back of the hood of the car. And then so Mike's on the other side just laughing like himself to death. And then so Scott grabs a big can of brake clean and then starts spraying and uses a lighter and lights the end like a blowtorch and chased Mike out of the shop, like literally with a blowtorch after. And that's the kind of hijinks that would happen. Things got slow. There was always something crazy going on. I do remember that one. That was a day. All right, now let's get back.
We're already 2 weeks into this project, and every day
it looks
we open
good.
up another new can of worms. When we get one thing right, then something else shows up. And today's no different. Ooh, that's no goods. Charlie, I need a distributor.
Basically, we got to put a new firewall in the car, so we need to get a distributor put in the motor so we can check the clearances to make sure everything fits.
They're over that Kugel's talking about that rear end deal. They were saying that this isn't the chassis that we're going to be using.
This is not the chassis we're using?
No, I don't think so.
Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I heard. That's what Rumor told me the other day.
All right, so this whole time you've got this frame welded to the frame table, and you've got the body mounted to that frame, and you're doing all the work based off of that. And then now someone comes over and says, hey, you know, I don't think this is the frame we're using for this car. What? What are we doing? And I think this happened on the show a couple of times where guys are working on stuff and they don't have all the information about what's going into the car. I don't know. It's crazy. How would you like to do that? Work on something and halfway through they're like, oh yeah, we're not doing that. We're not using this. What? It's stupid.
Oh my God.
Maybe it's time we sit Mr. C down and find out what the hell's going on. For sure.
Yeah, maybe.
It's time for us to go home.
Well, maybe that too.
All right. Let me ask Boyd.
I don't know.
Roy got a little frustrated when he found out that we might be working on the wrong chassis. I really don't blame him because we've only got like 4 days left to do all the metal work, and so you don't really want to start bolting things together if it's not on the proper chassis.
Lord, oh God almighty, why?
Poor Roy.
Why? Everything on this car has to go that way.
Hey, Boyd, Rumor had it the other day that chassis that's underneath there now, that's not the one, that's not the frame we're using.
This one is, yeah.
This one is the frame we're using.
Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion about which chassis was going to be used on this car.
Oh, that's better.
To be honest with you,
at least it is the frame.
Well, we need a distributor.
I'll go upstairs. I'll go upstairs to see if there's left.
With this schedule we're on, it's very important. Everybody needs to be on the same page to know exactly what's going on.
I don't know where Boyd was thinking the other day. Maybe
So
he was
he's going to get
time-wise.
a distributor,
comes the distributor.
but it's not the
It's the man of the
distributor,
hour.
which can make a difference.
Oh, okay, that's great. Now,
Yeah, it was perfect.
Give it just a little bit of clearance around there, you'll be fine.
You're a good man.
Anything else I can do for you this morning?
Cup of coffee,
Okay.
couple of women.
couple of women.
Careful,
Get the
Roy.
firewall in, okay?
Okay.
So you want the motor out now?
Yeah, you know what? There's the owner. He's helping out. I give him props. The shop manager will jump in and do stuff. He jumps in and does stuff, so you can't fault him there.
Go straight down to the bottom here. Straight down.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but if you go this way, it's not the same length as if you go straight. I hate cars.
We got to fill the dash too, huh?
What?
The radio.
I ain't filling no damn dash. That ain't part of the body. Told me to work on the body. Didn't say anything about no damn dashboard. Tell you. Now that we've straightened out the situation of the distributor, me and Beetle Bailey are going to build a new firewall. Because of the motor Boyd's putting in, we're going to have to build it from scratch. It's basically made of 3 pieces, and they're going to have to fit perfectly together.
So do you think they'll fit? Yeah, this one's gonna have to be opened up more. This one's low. They're both low. You know better than to take Roy's word for it. Yeah. He never measures anything.
What?
I just thought you would like this. Yeah, it's about 3/4 of an inch.
No, I measured it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well, you know.
We're okay. We'll just slide it up.
No,
and then
you
we'll open it
don't.
up.
Get out of the that son of a We didn't have what we needed to work with. We don't have enough time. And then when we finally decide what we have to do to get it done, now we got to wait, and, you know, we should just be able to just do it and get over with. Get the car finished.
Once he gets here, I mean, he'll see it. He'll understand why we need to do what we need to do. First thing this morning, I called Boyd and informed him that Roy and I wanted to tweak the design of the car a little bit. What we want to do is move the motor forward a couple inches to gain some firewall clearance. But once I told Boyd that, he didn't like the idea too well.
What's up?
What we have is where the fork, or the clutch fork comes out here. And then to get the distributor out, we have to be about right here.
All I know is you can't move that. You can't move that motor forward. I don't know what Charlie and Roy are worried about, the distributor not clearing the firewall. I designed that car, and I know the distributor's going to clear. I mean, the distributor's not a problem. What are you worried about?
I mean, whatever.
Huh? No, what do you mean, whatever?
No, whatever. I mean, if the why don't you think we'll have a distributor problem?
Because the one we're using is a lot shorter, okay? And this one here goes in and out, they're fine. These guys don't know the exact parts I'm planning to put on this car. So they're making a lot of decisions without all the information. And you know?
Well, let that sink in for a second. They don't know what parts are going to go on the car. So they're making all these assumptions. Yeah, well, they're building the car, Boyd. Why don't they know what parts are going on the car? They got to build a firewall for it. How are they supposed to make sure that everything fits if they don't even know what parts you're using? I don't know. I had this idea of Boyd Coddington from when I was a very young man, like buying hot rod magazines. He was this genius, and he did all these cars, and there was high-end, cool-looking stuff. And I admit he has an eye for how to put cars together, color schemes and interiors and all that. Man, this definitely knocked him down quite a few pegs watching this show, because everything just seems so haphazard. How do the guys that are working on the car and building the sheet metal and putting everything together not know what parts you're going to use? Crazy.
That's a bad way to operate. Are we trying to make
is.
a big deal out of something that's really not a big
Well,
deal?
we're trying to make it as easy as possible.
We're trying to make it
And
as
that's
easy
what
as
I'm
we
trying
can.
to do, and I know how much time we've got to get this thing done, okay? But I don't want to waste a lot of time arguing about something that, you know...
Details are just in his head as far as like design elements and stuff. It's really difficult to plan, to avoid problems when you don't have all the information.
I just checked that the clearance is fine.
Well, now that we know that, I mean, that was just a matter of knowing what it was getting.
Yeah, but I don't...
We were just trying to problem solve before we started building stuff.
I know, but everybody don't need to get all pissy about it, you know what I mean? They just need... This is where we have to really hang in there together,
Come
okay?
on, you need a hug.
No, no,
Come on, give me a
Come on, give me a What,
Relax, man. It's all good.
everything else all right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, but this is the kind
So
of...
you come in rough in the panties. Come on.
What? Well, yeah, well, you guys are trying to doubt my word.
Nobody doubted you.
You're just ready to start moving stuff around, sawing stuff out of there.
Yeah, but see, you never relayed information to us.
No, well, yeah, you guys are just assuming.
Yeah, you didn't tell him. What else can he do but assume?
We all
When
squared
you
away
don't tell
here,
him
then?
what's going on.
I guess, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, if that's what we're using, it'll work, yeah.
Yeah, because...
So we didn't know that, see?
Okay.
Yes, boss.
Yes, sir, boss. Okay. All right. So we're one big happy family now, huh?
One big happy family.
All right.
Hey, it looks like it.
As far as the situation of moving the motor forward, we didn't realize that the distributor Boyd planned on using was a lot smaller than the one we were given for mock-up. So that changed everything.
Hold it.
Throw her in.
Get her up there. We got it made. It'll fit now.
All right.
Hey, we did good.
Yeah, we did.
That's either
Uh-oh.
good
Must be in trouble
or
now.
it's bad.
Hey, now what, Charlie? Hey, I think we might have some good news.
Good. You can use good news.
Yeah, Gidry changed his mind. He wants to go back to the standard color on the Chevy, so that's going to make things a lot easier for us.
Yay, that's
We've
good
had a
news.
rough go for the last few days. We've run into a lot of problems I never expected. And getting the news on the paint job was a real relief for us. Things will still be tight. At least it won't be impossible for us to make this deadline now. I bet you're going to sleep good tonight, huh, Charlie?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's it. That's the first episode, American Hot Rod, Season 1, Episode 1 of their Junkyard Dog build, 56 Chevy. End product is a beautiful car. Really love the styling that they did on it. Some of the stuff they did on the exterior, like I think they did some things to the trim. It ended up being a very beautiful car. But man, just some of the chaos to get to it. It's crazy. Anyway, appreciate you being here. I could really use a subscription from you. If you want to click that subscribe button, give me a like. I want to hear some comments on this. I am like a deer in the headlights over here. I'm a complete noob at this. I had to buy this stupid microphone so you could hear me halfway decent. And so all this is new. I got a fake background, all this different stuff. So I'm just, I'm winging it over here. So give me a little feedback. Let me know what you think. Is this any good? Should I even keep going with this? I'm having fun, but you know, me having fun doesn't equate to anybody else liking it. Anyway, so that's it for me right now. This is Hutch from Hutch Reacts. Appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Episode 2 coming soon. See ya.